Let's start with something fundamental. People are drawn to what is rare. What is valuable is not what is given freely, but what is earned, what is scarce, what holds deeper meaning. If you want to stand out, if you want to be respected, admired, even pursued, you must learn to speak with intention. You must understand what truly captivates people. Most men rely on generic compliments. You're beautiful. You have nice eyes. These are cheap. They are overused. They are empty. What actually captures a woman's attention, what truly makes her intrigued, even captivated, is not what she hears from everyone else, but what she craves on a psychological level. Today I want to discuss 4 forbidden compliments, words that most men never say, but when used correctly make a woman chase you with an intensity she doesn't fully understand. A presence that changes the room is not about loudness or attention-seeking behavior. It is about energy, confidence, and an unspoken command of the environment. When a person enters a space and subtly shifts the atmosphere, it is a reflection of something deeper within them. It is a combination of self-assurance, emotional intelligence, and the ability to make others feel something they weren't feeling before. This type of presence cannot be forced or faked, as people instinctively recognize authenticity and react accordingly. The way someone carries themselves dictates how they are perceived. Posture, eye contact, and even the rhythm of movement send silent messages to everyone in the room. A person who stands tall with a composed demeanor signals confidence and control, creating an immediate shift in the energy around them. Others may become more alert, conversations may subtly shift in tone, and the person's presence will be noted even before they speak a word. Beyond physicality, a presence that changes the room comes from an inner certainty. When someone has a strong sense of purpose and conviction, it is felt by those around them. People naturally gravitate toward individuals who exude certainty, as it provides a sense of stability in an often chaotic world. Those who carry themselves with clarity and resolve can walk into any space and subtly command respect without demanding it. Emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in presence. The ability to read a room, understand unspoken social dynamics, and respond accordingly separates those who have true influence from those who merely seek attention. A person with presence is not just noticed, they are felt. They listen actively, make meaningful eye contact, and adjust their energy to match or elevate the situation around them. This makes people feel valued and understood, deepening their impact without a single word needing to be spoken. Presence is not about overpowering others, but rather enhancing the environment with authenticity. Some people dominate rooms with volume and force, but true presence is about magnetism rather than aggression. It is about creating a space where others feel drawn in, not pushed away. A well-timed pause, a steady gaze, or a calm demeanor often hold more power than any display of dominance. A person who changes the room possesses a quiet authority that goes beyond mere status or titles. Their influence is rooted in who they are, not just what they say or do. People respect them not because they are forced to, but because there is something undeniable about their presence. Whether it is in a professional setting, a social gathering, or an intimate conversation, they bring a unique energy that lingers even after they leave. The ability to shift the energy in a room is often linked to self-awareness and emotional control. Those who react impulsively, seeking external validation, often fail to establish this presence because they are too concerned with how they are perceived. On the other hand, those who remain composed, who are centered in their own beliefs and values, create a gravitational pull that draws others toward them. This is why presence is not simply about confidence, it is about groundedness. Charisma and presence are not the same thing. Charisma can be learned, but presence is something deeper. It is a reflection of a person's internal world. Those who cultivate self-discipline, develop their minds, and strengthen their emotional intelligence naturally radiate a presence that commands respect. They do not need to seek attention because attention naturally finds them. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the impression a person leaves behind. The way they greet others, the way they carry themselves in moments of tension, and the way they make people feel all contribute to an invisible reputation that follows them. A person with presence does not need to announce themselves. They are recognized through their energy and the effect they have on those around them. To develop a presence that changes the room, one must first change what is within. Presence is the result of deep inner work. of cultivating a mindset that does not waver in the face of external pressures. It is built through discipline, self-reflection, and the consistent pursuit of becoming someone who does not just take up space, but transforms it. Thinking differently than most people is not simply a matter of intelligence or knowledge. It is a reflection of perspective, curiosity, and the willingness to challenge conventional wisdom. When a person sees the world through a unique lens, they often notice patterns others overlook, question assumptions that go unchallenged, and arrive at conclusions that defy popular opinion. This kind of thinking is not always comfortable, nor is it always welcome, but it is the foundation of progress, innovation, and true self-discovery. From an early age, society encourages conformity. People are taught to think within a predefined framework, to accept what they are told without questioning too deeply. Schools, workplaces, and even social circles reinforce the idea that fitting in is safer than standing out. But those who think differently resist this conditioning. They refuse to be limited by the boundaries imposed by others, choosing instead to explore, analyze, and develop their own interpretations of reality. One of the hallmarks of different thinking is the ability to see complexity where others see simplicity. Most people prefer easy answers because they provide a sense of certainty, but those who think differently understand that reality is rarely black and white. They embrace nuance, they seek deeper understanding, and they are willing to hold conflicting ideas in their minds without feeling the need to force them into a neat and convenient narrative. Independent thinking often comes with social consequences. People who challenge conventional wisdom are frequently misunderstood, dismissed, or even ridiculed. The majority tends to resist ideas that disrupt their sense of stability, so those who see the world differently must develop resilience. They must learn to stand by their convictions even when others fail to understand their perspective. This is why thinking differently is not just an intellectual exercise, it is an act of courage. Curiosity is a defining trait of those who think differently. While most people accept what they are given, the independent thinker asks why and what if. They are not satisfied with surface-level explanations, and they do not fear exploring ideas that contradict their previous beliefs. This relentless pursuit of truth leads them to discover insights that others miss, giving them a unique advantage in both personal and professional life. Creativity flourishes in those who see the world differently. Innovation is not born from following established rules, but from questioning them. The greatest artists, scientists, and visionaries of history were not those who accepted things as they were, but those who imagined how they could be. They were willing to take intellectual risks, to defy expectations, and to challenge the limitations imposed upon them by society. Adopting a different way of thinking also means embracing uncertainty. While most people seek comfort in definitive answers, those who think differently accept that not everything can be known or controlled. They do not fear ambiguity, they explore it. This ability to navigate the unknown without becoming paralyzed by it allows them to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to adapt where others resist change, and to move forward while others remain stuck in place. Thinking differently is not about being contrarian for the sake of rebellion. It is not about rejecting the mainstream simply to appear unique. It is about having the intellectual independence to form one's own conclusions, regardless of whether they align with popular opinion. It is about valuing truth over comfort, discovery over complacency, and originality over blind adherence to tradition. People who think differently often experience periods of isolation. It can be frustrating to see things clearly while others remain oblivious. It can be exhausting to explain ideas that others refuse to entertain. But solitude is not a curse. It is a necessary stage in the development of true insight. Those who persist despite feeling alone eventually find others who see the world with the same depth and clarity, forming connections that are far more meaningful than those built on shallow conformity. A different way of thinking requires discipline. It is not enough to reject conventional ideas. One must also develop the ability to think critically, to seek knowledge relentlessly, and to refine one's perspective through experience and reflection. Without this discipline, unconventional thinking becomes mere rebellion without substance, a rejection of tradition without the wisdom to replace it with something better. Society needs people who think differently. They are the ones who solve problems that seem unsolvable, who create beauty where others see nothing, who bring light into places that have remained in darkness for too long. Their minds operate on a different frequency, and while this sometimes isolates them, it also makes them invaluable. The world moves forward because of those who refuse to think the way everyone else does. A mind that operates outside the norm is a mind that cannot be easily controlled. It is a mind that does not simply accept what is given, but examines, evaluates, and reconstructs ideas from the ground up. It is a mind that cannot be manipulated by fear, by social pressure, or by the illusion of certainty. To think differently is to be free in the deepest sense, and that freedom is both a responsibility and a gift. Handling difficult situations is not merely about finding a solution. It is about maintaining composure, clarity, and resilience in the face of adversity. Many people panic or become overwhelmed when faced with challenges, but those who handle difficulties well approach them with a sense of control and purpose. They do not allow emotions to dictate their actions, and they do not let fear cloud their judgment. Instead, they rely on wisdom, patience, and strategy to navigate uncertainty. One of the most admirable traits of those who handle difficult situations well is their ability to remain calm under pressure. While others may react impulsively or allow stress to take over, these individuals have trained themselves to slow down, analyze the situation, and respond rather than react. Their composure is not a result of ignorance or indifference, but a sign of their deep understanding that panic only makes things worse. They also possess a remarkable ability to assess situations from multiple angles. Where some people see only the immediate problem, these individuals consider long-term consequences, alternative solutions, and the underlying causes of the issue. Their capacity for critical thinking allows them to make decisions that are not only effective in the moment, but sustainable over time. Another defining characteristic is their ability to regulate their emotions. Difficult situations often trigger fear, anger, or frustration, but those who handle challenges well do not let these emotions take control. They acknowledge their feelings, process them, and choose their response carefully. This emotional discipline ensures that they do not make decisions they will later regret or allow their reactions to escalate the problem further. They also demonstrate a high level of adaptability. Not every problem has a straightforward solution, and unexpected obstacles often arise. Instead of becoming rigid or frustrated when things do not go as planned, they adjust their approach. They are willing to shift their perspective, try new strategies, and embrace change as a necessary part of overcoming difficulties. Their ability to communicate effectively is another key factor in their success. Many difficult situations involve conflict, misunderstandings, or high-stakes decisions that require careful negotiation. Those who handle challenges well know how to listen, articulate their thoughts clearly, and ensure that their message is received without unnecessary confrontation. They do not escalate tensions, they diffuse them. One of the most overlooked qualities in handling difficult situations is patience. Many people want instant solutions, but those who navigate challenges successfully understand that some problems take time to resolve. They do not rush into decisions out of frustration or desperation. Instead, they allow the necessary time for things to unfold in a way that leads to the best possible outcome. They also possess an unwavering sense of responsibility. They do not blame others, make excuses, or avoid difficult conversation. Instead, they take ownership of the situation and focus on what they can control. Their accountability earns them the trust and respect of those around them, making them natural leaders even in the most challenging circumstances. Another strength they exhibit is their ability to remain solution-oriented. While others may dwell on the problem, complain, or become stuck in negativity, they shift their focus toward finding answers. They break problems down into manageable steps, prioritize effectively, and take decisive action to move forward, rather than remaining paralyzed by the difficulty at hand. Resilience is at the core of their approach. Difficult situations test a person's endurance, but those who handle them well refuse to be broken by hardship. They see challenges as opportunities for growth, learning, and self-improvement. Every obstacle they face strengthens their ability to handle the next one, making them more prepared for whatever life brings their way. They also maintain a strong sense of perspective. While some people magnify their struggles or catastrophize minor setbacks, these individuals understand that most challenges are temporary. They remind themselves that every problem has a solution, that they have overcome difficulties before, and that with time and effort they will navigate their way through any hardship. Another remarkable quality is their ability to inspire and uplift others in difficult situations. They do not just handle their own challenges well, they also help those around them maintain hope and determination. Their presence is reassuring, Their words encourage others to persevere, and their actions demonstrate what it means to lead with strength and wisdom. Ultimately, their ability to handle difficult situations is not just about intelligence or experience, it is about character. It is about choosing discipline over chaos, wisdom over impulse, and perseverance over defeat. They do not allow circumstances to define them. Instead, they rise to meet every challenge with the kind of strength and composure that sets them apart. There is something captivating about a person who carries an air of mystery, an element that cannot be easily explained or categorized. It is not about being secretive or distant, but rather about possessing depth, complexity, and a richness of character that intrigues others. When someone cannot quite figure you out, it means there is something in you that sparks curiosity, something that sets you apart in a way that is not immediately obvious. People who are difficult to fully understand often have layers to their personality. They are not predictable, nor do they fit neatly into societal expectations. One moment, they may exhibit great confidence and boldness, and the next, they reveal a deep introspective side that leaves others wondering what truly lies beneath. This duality makes them fascinating to those around them because they challenge simple definitions and force people to look deeper. The ability to remain somewhat enigmatic is often tied to self-awareness and a deep understanding of one's own thoughts, emotions, and motivations. Such individuals do not feel the need to explain themselves constantly or seek validation from others. Instead, they allow their actions, words, and presence to speak for themselves. This self-sufficiency creates a quiet allure, as people naturally want to understand those who seem comfortable in their own complexity. There is also an element of unpredictability in those who carry an aura of mystery. They do not always react the way others expect, nor do they follow the same patterns as most people. They surprise others with their insights, their decisions, and their ability to navigate situations in ways that defy conventional thinking. This unpredictability keeps others engaged, always wondering what they will do or say next. People who cannot be easily figured out often have a rich inner world. They are thinkers, observers, and learners who continuously evolve. They are not stagnant in their beliefs or behaviors, which makes them difficult to pin down. While some people are content to remain the same throughout their lives, these individuals are in a constant state of growth, always adding new layers to their personality, making them even more intriguing. A significant part of their mystery comes from their ability to listen more than they speak. Many people reveal everything about themselves too quickly, eager to be understood or accepted. However, those who maintain a sense of mystery are comfortable with silence, with letting others reveal themselves first. This makes their words more meaningful when they do choose to speak, as people recognize the thoughtfulness and intention behind their communication. Another reason people find them difficult to fully understand is their ability to remain composed in situations where others might react emotionally. They do not wear their feelings on their sleeves or let emotions dictate their actions. Instead, they process things internally, making them seem unreadable at times. This control over their emotional expression gives them an element of intrigue, as others are left wondering what they truly think or feel. Their independence also plays a role in their elusive nature. They do not rely on external validation to shape their identity, nor do they conform to societal expectations just to fit in. This independence makes them stand out in a world where many seek approval, and it naturally makes people curious about what drives them, what they value, and how they see the world. Mystery is also cultivated through experiences. Those who have lived deeply, faced challenges, traveled, or explored different perspectives carry with them a depth that cannot be faked. They have stories and insights that others do not, and this depth of experience makes them more intriguing. People sense that there is more to them than what is immediately visible, leading to a desire to uncover what lies beneath the surface. A person who cannot be easily figured out also tends to have a strong sense of purpose. They are not aimlessly drifting through life, but are driven by internal convictions that are not always obvious to others. This sense of direction, even if unspoken, creates an air of significance around them. People can feel that they are working towards something greater, even if they do not fully understand what it is. Their body language and presence contribute to their air of mystery. They do not fidget nervously or fill silence with meaningless chatter. Instead, they move with intention, observe with focus, and carry themselves with a quiet confidence that makes people take notice. This controlled presence adds to their intrigue, making others feel as though there is always more to discover about them. Another factor that makes someone difficult to fully understand is their ability to balance openness with boundaries. They share just enough to be relatable, but never so much that they become predictable. They know how to engage in deep conversations without revealing everything about themselves, leaving room for curiosity and further exploration. This balance keeps people invested, always wanting to learn more. The relationships they build are often deeper and more meaningful because they do not connect with just anyone. They choose carefully, investing their time and energy in those who truly matter. This selectivity makes people value their attention and presence even more because it is not given away carelessly. Those who earn their trust and understanding feel privileged as they know they are seeing a side of them that few ever will. Ultimately, the reason someone seems difficult to figure out is not because they are hiding anything, but because they live with depth, authenticity, and a continuous drive for growth. They are not defined by the expectations of others, but by their own evolving understanding of themselves and the world around them. This makes them endlessly fascinating, leaving those who encounter them with a desire to understand, yet never fully able to do so.